Long ago, in the land of Sumer, where the great rivers Tigris and Euphrates flowed, the people told stories of the gods who ruled the heavens and the earth. Among these gods was Enki, the wise and clever lord of the fresh waters, magic and creation. Enki was beloved by the people, for he brought them knowledge and the gifts of civilization. But one of the greatest tales of Enki is the story of how he brought the sacred waters to the world, a tale of wisdom, trickery, and the balance of power among the gods. In the beginning, the world was young, and the gods ruled over their own domains. Anu, the sky father, held power over the heavens. Enlil, the storm god, commanded the winds and the earth. But Enki, the clever one, ruled the sweet waters beneath the earth, the life-giving streams and rivers that nourished all living things. Though Enki was wise, he was also restless, always seeking new ways to bring his gifts to the world. One day, Enki looked upon the land and saw that it was dry and barren in many places. The people struggled to grow crops, and the animals had little to drink. The great rivers flowed, but not all could reach their waters. Enki knew that beneath the earth, hidden in secret places, there were vast stores of fresh water, the sacred waters that could bring life to the world. But these waters were guarded by the great mountain, Kur, and the fearsome creatures that dwelled within it. Enki knew he could not take the waters by force, for Kur was powerful, and the other gods might see his actions as rebellion. So he decided to use his greatest gift, his cunning. He called upon his servant, the two-faced god Isimud, and said, "Go to the great mountain Kur and speak sweet words to its guardians. Tell them that Enki, Lord of Wisdom, comes in peace and wishes only to honor them with his presence." Isimud bowed and set off at once. When Isimud reached Kur, he spoke kindly to the creatures who guarded the sacred waters. "Great ones," he said, "my master Enki wishes to sit with you and share his wisdom. He brings no weapons, only words of friendship." The guardians, though fierce, were flattered by Isimud's praise and allowed Enki to enter. Enki came before them, his face bright with charm. He spoke of the greatness of Kur, of the strength of its guardians, and of the beauty of the hidden waters. The creatures, pleased by his words, allowed him to approach the sacred springs. Enki knelt by the waters and began to sing. His voice was deep and rich, and the very earth seemed to listen. As he sang, he reached into the waters and filled a great golden jar. The guardians, enchanted by his song, did not notice. With the sacred waters in his possession, Enki returned to the surface. He poured the waters into the dry riverbeds, and at once the land began to bloom. Crops grew tall, animals drank deeply, and the people rejoiced. The world was no longer parched and lifeless. It flourished under Enki's care. But the other gods soon learned what Enki had done. Enlil, the storm god, was furious. "You have stolen the sacred waters," he roared. "The balance of the world is disturbed by your trickery." Anu, the sky father, agreed. "The waters were hidden for a reason," he said. "Their power is too great for mortals to control." Enki bowed before them. "I took only what was needed," he said. "The people were suffering. The land was dying. If the waters are sacred, should they not bring life?" His words were wise, but the gods were still angry. To punish Enki, they cursed him with a terrible thirst. No matter how much he drank, his mouth remained dry, and his body weak. The clever god who had stolen the waters now suffered without them. The people who loved Enki wept for him. They offered him their own cups of water, but it was not enough. Seeing his suffering, the gods took pity. Ninhursag, the mother of all living things, came to Enki and said, "You acted out of love for the world, but even love must have limits. The sacred waters must be shared, not hoarded, but they must also be respected." Enki, humbled, agreed. Ninhursag lifted the curse, and Enki's thirst was quenched. From that day on, the sacred waters flowed through the world, but they were no longer hidden. The gods decreed that the waters would be a gift to all, but also a responsibility. The people must care for them, honor them, and never take them for granted. And so, the myth of Enki and the sacred waters became a lesson for all who heard it. The waters of life are precious, and they must be shared, but they must also be protected. Enki, the trickster, the wise one, had brought both blessings and wisdom to the world. And though the gods sometimes quarreled, they knew that balance was the greatest power of all. To this day, when the rivers rise and the rains fall, the people remember Enki and the sacred waters. They remember that life comes from the earth and the sky, but also from the wisdom of those who know how to care for it. And so the story lives on, carved not just in stone, but in the hearts of all who hear it.